Hello everyone, Dragonfly here, back in DCS World in the AV-8B Harrier. DCS World 2.9, the beta version just came out here recently and had a couple of interesting improvements in it I wanted to talk about today in this video. The one I want to talk about first is the improved track replays. I'm sure a lot of you have been like me. You go out, you fly the mission just perfectly, and then you want to watch the track. And after you get out of the mission, you start watching the track, and about 2 or 3 minutes into the track, a gremlin takes over your airplane and crashes it into the ground. Basically, the tracks weren't really high fidelity and single player. Well, Eagle Dynamics has fixed that by increasing the continuity checks and the sampling rate of those, which I've tried it on one mission and it worked great. So I was going to try it on another mission and film it and show you guys and see what you thought. So what we'll do today is I'm just going to fly a mission where I do a vertical takeoff here from the highway FARP. Go out over the coast and rendezvous with a tanker, do some refueling. I'll speed up the time and things in between. And after we refuel, we'll go down. We'll attack a target with some laser guided rockets, and then come back and do a vertical landing at the FARP. And see if the track, I'll save the track after that and replay the track, and we'll see how well it tracks how faithful it is to what actually happened in the mission. And the other thing I want to talk about today is a new feature that is in DCS World to kind of simulate like a GoPro camera. It's basically like a cinematic camera is what they call it in what Eagle Dynamics calls it. And to get into that, if you push right control and the F2, it'll come up, and then you can move the view around with your arrow keys. And that's why I have the refueling probe out right now, because I'm going to put it right behind the refueling probe. I thought, well, that'd be kind of a cool shot to take. Okay, and so now when I want to go back to that particular view that I just created, all I have to do is push right control, F2, and boom, it comes right back to that view that I kind of saved. Okay, you can still move it around a little bit, but we're going to try that today and see how that works when we're refueling. So let's go back into the airplane. Let me get that refueling probe back in before I forget. Okay. All right, so that's what we're going to do. I'm going to fly the mission offline, come back in, save the track, and I'll be back with you after that. So, all right. After I finished flying the mission, I went ahead and saved the track. And to do that, you go down, or you come out of the mission, you go down to quit. And down at the bottom, you can watch the track immediately, or you can save it. I'm going to save it because I want to show you all something in case there's some of you that don't know this. You hit Save Track, and in my case, I renamed my track Harrier 2.9 YouTube Test. And I'm not going to save it again because it'll mess up what I've got in here. But so once you save it, you hit OK. I'm going to cancel out. And I'm going to go back to the main menu here real quick. So I hit out of the mission editor, it goes back into the main title screen. And so if you don't watch your track immediately, you can save it, and then you can watch it anytime you want from this screen. If you go down to the replay, hit replay, It comes up with this module, My Track, and pick the one you want, the track. In this case, it's already selected, and hit OK. Take a second here for this to come up. I'll hit fly. I'm going to hit F2 here and just set up a view that I want to see my for the vertical takeoff. And what we're going to do on this mission, I'm going to switch through a lot of different views and kind of stress out the track replay and see if it keeps up. So I'm going to edit out this pre-flight part up until right before the takeoff. But before I do that, I want to show you you have to redo your custom cinematic camera. So right control F2 using the arrow keys, move my camera around where I want it. Let's see. That looks like that'll be pretty good. Now I'll go back to F2, and now I'm going to edit and zoom ahead here on the time. All right, power should be coming up here momentarily for our vertical takeoff. A nice view of our vertical takeoff using the F2 view. Okay, the gear should be coming up soon. Goes the gear, and the flaps are coming up. And now I'm going to use my voice command. Anytime I say a number, it corresponds to a view. 3. And that was the flyby view. Okay, I'll go into the F1 menu. We're still about 22 miles out from the tanker, so I'm going to go ahead and edit this out probably. I'm going to go ahead and time compress. If y'all don't know how to do that, basically it's Control Z. I'm going to hit F2 again because I need to go up until, and then we'll edit this part out. And here we are getting ready to do a rejoin on the tanker's left wing. Actually going to do a little bit of an overshoot here. And we'll do about 5 minutes of refueling here, and we'll just see how the track replay keeps up. Yep, bit of an overshoot. So slide back behind him, and get stabilized, and then slide over into a pre-contact position. I'm going to run through some views here. Three. Again, flyby view again. 4. And that's a view from over the right wing, which is kind of a neat view for refueling. And let's look at the custom view that we set up, the cinematic camera. I'll need to wait until the text comes off the screen, and then we'll hit Control F2. So Control F2, and there our view is looking down the refueling probe that we set up. And I called pre-contact a little early, so I have to call it again here. And you'll get to watch me scratch the paint here. Ouch. And there's the contact. And it'll take us about 2 minutes to take on a full fuel load. Actually, I probably really didn't need to take on a full fuel load because I had to start dumping it almost immediately, even before the attack, to get down to a landing weight to do a vertical landing. Four. 2. Could set it up for a nice screenshot. 3. 4. And now I'll go back to our view, Control F2. Should be finishing up soon. Okay. Move over to the right wing. Put our fuel probe in and go back to the F2 menu. Start dropping down and get ready for our attack. So I'm going to edit here again. I'm going to go through all the JTAC stuff, so I'm going to edit all that out. And okay, here we are just outside of pre-contact, getting ready to attack some mortar batteries. I actually started dumping fuel right here to try to get my fuel down for the landing. And I'll go to the weapons view as soon as the F6 view as soon as he shoots. And F6 to look at the view. You can see some more rockets up at the top there. Shot 8 of them at a time, so that's a pretty big salvo. Okay. And we'll turn back around here, and then I'll go ahead and edit up to an initial point for our vertical landing, and we'll watch that from the external views. I'm really impressed with how well the replay is keeping up with all that we've done. I mean, refueling is pretty stressful on the amount of sampling I would think you would have to do. And everything's just working perfect so far. I think the Eagle Dynamics developers have just done a fantastic job. Big kudos to them. Dumping a lot of gas. Okay. And I may edit this part out, or I may leave it in. We'll just see how long the video is going to go. As we're just basically getting ready to line up onto an initial. We're about 5 miles out right now. Four. 2. 'Actually, we're about 7 miles out. 1. Actually, 3 miles out. Excuse me. 2. And our fuel dump completed, which means we're down to about 2,700 pounds of gas, which is low enough fuel weight to be able to do the vertical landing. That's our FARP right down there in front of us. 4. 2. And the brake. And once we get on final, we'll go to the F10 map, select the fire truck, and watch the landing from the fire truck. Okay, gears down. About halfway through the final turn. 4. 2. Go into the F10 map here and select the fire truck, which is right here. Now if I hit F7, I'll be able to watch the landing from his view. And you can see out there in the distance the Harrier coming in. I'm going to readjust my head tracker here just a little bit so we can get a better view. 4. I really enjoy watching the exterior reviews after I've flown a mission. Okay, move over to the road. And I thought I was a little too far back, so I moved up a little bit. And here we are back at our FARP. Well, I really hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it informative and entertaining, just to see all you can do with the track replays now, and all you can do with the views, particularly the new custom view they have, the new cinematic view with the right control F2, and that pretty much is all I had for you today. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll talk to you next time. Dragonfly out.